Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to do a channel update. It'll talk about all the things that I've been learning on my first 2 months of YouTube and how I'm going to change some things going forwards. Don't worry, not much is going to change, but this video will be kind of an update video and some teaser for what's coming next. If you're not familiar with my channel, I do self-help content for game developers. Everything from visual design to coding, even some project management. If you're curious about that, want to see what's next for my channel, or you just want to know what I learned in my first 2 months on YouTube, then this is the video for you. Let's start with my channel introduction video. In this video, I outlined the mission statement for my channel, and I did so by splitting my content into 3 categories. The categories were named Practical Application, Purpose and Inspiration, and Project Management. And the first thing I realized was those names aren't really accessible and they don't really speak for themselves. So I'm going to rename some things and split some things up. Now that I've done some more videos, I have a better idea of the type of content that I want to make. Okay, so first, practical application. I'm splitting that up into 2 types of videos: my game dev journey and learn practical skills. I like making tutorials and teaching things that I'm really passionate about, but I also like sharing my journey and what I'm learning. So that'll be the 2 types of videos from practical application. Project management actually is a good name, that makes sense, so that one's going to stay the same. Then purpose and inspiration is also kind of confusing, so I'm renaming it to game design analysis. That makes a lot more sense. But aside from just renaming things, what am I actually going to be doing next? Let's talk about the meat of the video, where I'm going to go through all the videos, how they performed, like views-wise and comments-wise, and then what kind of value I see coming from the different types of content that I'm making. The video that got the greatest number of views and also the most interesting discussion in the comments was my sustaining motivation video, which was a project management video. So I really appreciated being able to discuss these ideas deeper in the comments. One thing that I noticed was people didn't totally understand the concepts of iteration that I was outlining. So I'm going to continue to make videos on project management, and my first goal is to go deeper into iteration and talk about what it is. Next up, my visual design video. I was really happy that this got a good response because I'm really passionate about visual design and visual arts, so that is definitely going to be a thing going forward. I'm going to make a composition video next, which will be another learn game dev skills video. Actually, I made a game about a spider, and this game was very art focused, and I'm going to be remaking that. So a lot of the content that's going to be this practical application and my own journey is going to be art focused. So I'm really excited to continue down that path, and I really just love visual art. Next up was my game design analysis video about fun in games. In this video, I basically defined fun, and then I talked about different games and the level of fun that they had. This video got a pretty good response, lots of comments, which were really interesting to respond to and read, and I was really happy with it. So I'll continue making more videos like that. I think the next video that I make that's going to be game design analysis is going to be based on a research paper that I read that was about game design dilemmas. And I'll talk more about what that is in the video. That's going to be a fun one. And next, we've got to talk about the videos that got barely any views, barely any comments, and there just wasn't very much interest in it. What did I learn from them? First, let's talk about my trigonometry game video, where I made a game that teaches you trigonometry, published it to itch, and then made a video about it. This one, it kind of makes sense that people weren't interested. That life is not for everyone. Trigonometry is a pretty complicated math, so it makes sense. So I'm still really proud of making that video and that game, and it'll just continue to live on, and maybe I'll revisit it someday. Then there was my sculpting time-lapse video. This one didn't do very well either, and I think it's because I was kind of angling towards trying to teach people with every single thing that I did, and it was just kind of forced. which is why I decided to make a new category called My Game Dev Journey. I want to share the joy that I have from game development. And not every video always has to be like, oh, my perspective, oh, I learned this or that. I can just share what I'm doing and share my joy. And so I'm going to continue making sculpting time-lapse videos because I really like doing them. I might also do some 2D art time-lapse videos, but I'm not going to try and make it a lesson or make it something that it's not. I'm just going to share my joy and the things that I like doing. Another thing that I learned is YouTube is a lot of work. And I kind of already knew this, but anyone from the outside like looking in will always kind of underestimate, like, oh, I could do that, oh, I could do that. We all have a little bit of arrogance in us. But, you know, after these 2 months making all these videos, I've kind of seen how much work it was. I've had a lot of jobs. I've worked as a full-time teacher, I've worked in an office, I've worked as a tutor, and this one is pretty high up there on the list. It's probably comparable to my full-time teacher in terms of just hours of work. And please don't misunderstand, I am not complaining about that. I really love the dynamic nature of YouTube. One day I can be writing a video, one day I can be recording it, one day I can be editing, and other days I can just be doing other creative things to kind of build up my knowledge for videos. And I just love how dynamic it is, so it really suits me. So I'm not complaining about the amount of work, but I did underestimate it a little bit. So that's something to watch out for if you're ever considering making your own YouTube channel. It's a lot more work than you might think. So that's just about everything, just a short little check-in video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, share to other game developing friends that you might have, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.